Hey, Doc, you better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
What's up, gamers? Today we're getting into the driver's seat of the massive Derry Longhorn 3194. The Longhorn is a very large truck in all avenues. It's long, it's tall, and boy is it wide. Coming stock with permanent all-wheel drive, this mammoth 8x6 truck is made for hauling heavy trailers. But sadly, this machine is not as capable as it first appears. The licensed in-game model is based on the 1976 Oshkosh M911 heavy equipment transporter. These 10-metre long trucks were developed for the United States military with a target towing capacity in excess of 60 tonnes to help cope with the ever-increasing weight of American tanks. To achieve the necessary pulling power, the 18-tonne Oshkosh was fitted with a Detroit diesel 8V92A engine, outputting 450 horsepower and 1700 Newton meters of torque. These monsters had a 3 metre wide rear thanks to the doubled rear drive wheels, and even included some comfort elements that were modern for the time. The enclosed cabin, heater, defroster, and even an automatic off-highway transmission were revolutionary at the time, as was its maximum 72 km an hour and 1000 km range for a truck of its size. The M911 was eventually replaced in the 1990s by the M1070, however it still remains in active service today. The Longhorn features very few mechanical upgrades. It completely lacks any option for a differential lock in contrast to its real-world inspiration, no suspension options, and its odd 6x8 version of all-wheel drive tends to get it in trouble, but more on that later. The Longhorn does come out a little better in the body add-ons, being able to fit both the low and high saddles, opening up more options for cargo and transport. What is very good to see also is the engine and snorkel modifications, the former allowing you to upgrade this monster to an A-grade power ratio, and the latter allowing the Longhorn to become your own personal submersible, provided you don't take it too deep. I have to say, damn, this thing is heavy. The CT680 could barely tow it, let alone lift it out of the water. The Longhorn looks great, and unlike the BM17, which I felt looked very different from the Inspiration vehicle, the bodywork and major elements here look very similar to the real machine, in particular the details on the mid-wheels housing, exhaust and detailings around the cab and opening for the snorkel. On top of this, the cosmetics for the Longhorn are surprisingly extensive, with most categories having between 2 to 4 options to choose from. Funnily enough though, I found myself using most of the stock elements, which suited the beefy look of this truck the best in my opinion. The only disappointment was the return of the single colour sun visor in the truck's default colour scheme, which I do hope is addressed in future updates. The handling is where this truck comes off the rails a little, and it's not just its moon-sized turning circle either. Now, the first point of praise goes to this thing's fuel tank and mileage. It is without a doubt one of the best long-distance trucks I've driven in SnowRunner, tackling a combination of terrain types and continuing to impress. The biggest issue for this machine is the unpowered centre set wheels. Now, looking at the visual details of this truck, those centre set wheels are meant to be able to retract into that housing above them for added ground clearance, but we don't get that. So instead, we're stuck with a 6x8 all-wheel drive reverse turtle that constantly gets its belly caught on terrain thanks to the centre wheels having very little suspension range and no ability to raise them. It's a detail that I think is sorely missing for this truck and needs to be added in the future to really unlock the full potential for players. Overall, the Derry Longhorn 3194 is a heavy hauling truck with some glaring issues affecting its current utility in SnowRunner. Though it comes with some major advantages over other large trucks featured so far, it's ultimately let down in the handling that sees it unable to tackle some simple tracks that even a raised twin steer can handle. It's a good truck, but it needs some work to be made great. So if you enjoyed this look at the belly scraping Longhorn, or just want to see more SnowRunner content, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you all in Alaska soon.